All right, guys, what's up? I am at a different location, as you can probably see, and no, this is not my childhood bedroom. I'm actually staying with friends and family up in, upstate New York, and we're here for the holidays. Scotty is back in South Carolina where it's nice and warm, and here it is nice and cold. So, what we're going to do though, because we wanted to stay consistent, obviously the holidays were just here, Christmas just ended. Great holiday. We had an awesome time. Scotty had a great time, but we weren't going to do a live stream on Thursday, the day after. So we said, you know what? Let's just make sure that we show up during the week. So we're going to show up here on a Friday, which is right after Christmas. We have a really cool little thing we want to share with you because something happened in the beginning of the week of where we had a video that wasn't really doing well. And I went ahead, made a little tweak. Then I told Scotty about the tweak. And then from there, we started to, again, dig in. And also we learned that there's something that we're going to be using in future titles just from this one little tweak, this one little experiment. But we're going to share with you all the data. We're also going to share with you the power of batching because I'm here right now and I've still been able to post videos without having to record videos and all of that stuff. So I'm pretty fired up. I've got my screen stuff ready to go. Scotty, anything you wanted to share before we dive into some of the analytics and then we can kind of show what we actually did?
Just real quick, we actually, if you guys don't know already, every Sunday we put out a video that answers questions from you that comes in audio messages. We actually, if you want to send your own, you can go to speakpipe.com/live video school. But it's funny, we have a video going out tomorrow, which will actually touch base on kind of what we're talking about today, which is, with the batch recording of stuff, right? Because someone asked us, what do I do during the holidays? Like, is it okay for me to take two weeks off, 3 weeks off and not post a video? Like, should I want to stay consistent, but I want to take time to, unwind. What do I do? And we're going to kind of show you how we batch record this. The videos that recently came out that while my dad's in New York right now, those videos were recorded almost 3 months ago. Maybe even 4, I think 3 to 4 months ago. It was around September. And we actually have a funny little story about how we recorded all those videos. But that's something that we have over 40 videos left from that batch recording, which actually was a 24-hour live stream we did, recording 52 pieces of content. But we have that now in the background as if we need to pull from it, we pull from it. If there's a day where he can't record a video, or can't have time to even do a walk and talk or whatever, we're just going to pull a video from there. We already have the titles for it. We already have the thumbnails for it. And then we're just going to post it. Right. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, but that's something also we will answer that has came in a lot. We got a lot of questions on that we're going to answer in more depth on our Sunday little creators lunch table. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little set we got built there too, and it's we're tweaking it as we go, but it's a lot of fun. And you guys are submitting great questions, and we're going to try to do our best to answer them on upcoming podcasts because basically it's on iTunes as well now. And we're playing around with a front end jingle, so you guys can go there and listen to the one I created. Scotty doesn't like it too much, so we'll go ahead and we'll keep playing. We'll keep playing.
Play with it.
If you want to hear that jingle, you got to listen to it over on iTunes. So just go to iTunes, search up Creators Lunch Table. You'll find it. It's the latest episode. Listen to that beginning intro that we did there. Let us know what you think. So with that being said, we do have a lot to cover. Again, it is crazy that one video we've got a video right now. We'll actually touch on that too. We got a video that's approaching 100,000 views for this channel, which is our first video that's hit 100,000 views on this newer channel. So there's a lot that we want to cover. Again, today, probably go a little bit shorter than normal just because I'm here, spending time with family and stuff. And I don't want to be rude and be sitting in a bedroom for, 2 hours. So anyway, we're going to do that. But I did want to also remind you guys, if you have, if you're at all interested in the 1K Collective, okay, that's a group that we're going to be doing here, kicking off January 4th, which is going to be a 4-week, really kind of like a challenge in a sense, but we're also going to be teaching our process. There's 3 parts to the process, and we're going to be sharing how you can create videos that get 1,000 views or more consistently, but also how that can also turn into what we call a micro viral video. And if you're interested in spending some more time with me and Scotty and another group of over 50 people have already signed up for the 1K Collective, if you're interested in joining us, in the description, you're going to see a link and there will be details there that you can check out. I shot a little video there. We are closing enrollment though after the first of the year. We're going to close it a day before we actually go live with the class, because once the class starts, we're basically closing enrollment and we're going to be working with those individuals. So if you're at all interested, make sure that you get enrolled. There is a little discount right now up until, I believe the price is going to be going to regular price, I believe January 1st. So if you're at all interested, go on over and check it out. All right, cool. So with all that, let's get rocking and rolling. Let's go ahead and pull that baby up. Look at Scotty using that little switcher he's got over there. It's pretty cool.
Finally.
New toy. Santa brought him a new toy.
Out of my bank account.
yeah. Santa just, you just had to, pull it out of your bank account. All right, cool. So here we are, guys. So we're looking at the channel here. I also want to let you guys know if you guys are like realizing like right now, I am not even using a webcam. I'm using a built-in MacBook Pro on this machine's like 2019, 2018. And I'm using the mic that's built in. So it's not the greatest. I'm in a bedroom and I'm doing this right now. So the point is, anyone that's thinking, oh, you got to have, fancy equipment, you don't. And this is proof of it, right? We're showing up here. We're hanging out with you. This video is not just going to serve the people that are here live, but it's also going to serve people that are going to watch the replay. So just always keep that in mind. All right. All right. So look at this, Scotty, 584% more views than usual in the last 28 days is insane. Almost 200,000 views.
Yep.
It's crazy. 12,200 watch hours. Crazy.
Which is actually funny. I still don't understand why YouTube does this, but YouTube only shows you the last 28 days. They don't do 30 for some reason. Yeah. I get February is our 1 month with 28 days, but I don't get why the rest. But anyway, so really we would be over 200,000 in the past 30 days, the past month.
Yeah. So let me go into the piece of content that I want to share with you guys. So it was this one right here. Okay. So this one right here, we also have a winner. We have a winner on the winner chicken dinner. What's that from, Scott? So we have a winner here on the thumbnail. We're going to share that too. So stick around because we're gonna go ahead and share that also with you guys, so you can see the difference in what won out of the two that we split test. But this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click into the analytics, and we're gonna dive in here. All right. So if you look right here, okay, looks like it took right about just over the 24-hour mark. I believe I made the change somewhere in here. I made it right around the 23, 24-hour mark. And if you look right here, that's when we saw the lift, the increase. Okay. Now, you might be wondering, what did you do? I'm going to show you the old title. I actually took a screenshot of it because I'm like, if this works, this will be an interesting case study. And it works. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to share that screenshot. So I screenshotted the title that we used, and I'll share that with you here in a second. But the current title right now is Death of the YouTube Subscriber and Future for Getting Views in 2025. So let me just say that again. Death of the YouTube Subscriber and Future for Getting Views in 2025. Now, this was technically an outlier title that I actually found. And I'm proud of that because Scotty's always finding the good titles, right?
Good job.
I found this one, and I actually found this one probably around 6 months ago, but I forgot about it. I literally forgot about it. And I was like, man, why didn't I try to use this? And it automatically stuck because in my head, because I was like, what this gentleman was talking about was the death of the followers. So social media has a lot of followers, right? Or you want a lot of followers on Instagram or on TikTok or on any of the social media platforms. And so he did a whole keynote presentation. I think it was a TED Talk, and it was something along the lines of death of the follower. Now, the future of whatever wasn't there. He didn't have that part. I added that part, but the whole I guess idea of it was death of the, and then fill in the blank. So you could do this for, death of, the paleo diet, right? Death of, the vertical gardening trend, right? Death of, like, you could just fill in the blank. So guys, again, copy this, steal it, whatever you want to do with it. We're cool with that. Just share with us if it works. All right. And just share the results.
Yeah, and actually, you might as well drop in there, guys. If you haven't gotten it already, we do have our hooks swipe file where we have 10 of these outliers that he's talking about, where you literally just implement your niche into it. So if you just comment hooks, we will send you that. And again, we find these outlier titles like he just did from a while ago. And all you do is you implement it to your niche. And you can even take titles from your niche and reconstruct it to make it its original piece. But here's the thing with that too, which we've talked about in the hooks. We've also talked about it in our Titles of You workshop, which if you haven't heard of that as well, I'll put that in the description. But with those outlier titles is there's two different types you're looking for. One is outside of your niche. The other one is inside of your niche. Usually the ones inside of your niche do pretty well because guess what? You've already verified that it gets views, right? And all you're doing is reconstructing it to make it its own original piece. And I can't stress this enough. When I say find an outlier title, I don't mean copy anyone's word for word, because you're going to see people do that and you're not going to get a lot of views on it, number one. Number two, you're just copying someone's thing. You're not being original at all, right? And here's the other thing. Dad, I'm going to ask you a question. When you saw that video, okay, and this was a different niche, so it really wouldn't matter anyway, but let's just say it was in YouTube, right? Would you have watched the video?
No.
Why? Why wouldn't you watch that video?
Yeah. So the reason why I don't want to ever watch a video, now this video I could have watched because it wasn't necessarily directly in my niche. It wasn't something about YouTube. It wasn't like death of the YouTube subscriber like I did, right? Now, you mark my words. There are going to be people that are in our space right now that are going to put death of the YouTube subscriber, guaranteed. And I'm just saying it right now that we're the first. Darn it, right? I'm going to say that right now. We are the first. Now, I don't care if you want to go rip us off. That's fine. Go for it, right? But my point is like, you don't want to watch the video because if you are doing a video that is using that same concept, I don't want to basically have the same bullet points, the same talking points. Like I want it to be original, right? It's almost like there's a title of a song and you're like, oh, that's a great title for a song. I'd love to write a song about that. And then you listen to the song and then you have the same story in the song. We don't want to do that. So it becomes original. So that's why we do that, right? We don't want to watch that video. 100%. All right. So was there anything else there on that, Scotty, that you wanted to go with? I could also say just what I noticed was, okay, so this channel, this guy had like 100,000 subscribers, but the video had like 500,000 or 600,000 views. So we always, we like to look at smaller channels that have had it because that shows that a smaller channel can get that kind of reach.
Yep.
But I'm still going to take a title that did well for someone that's got 1 million views or 1 million subscribers, but they got 10 million or 20 million. I'm going to look at that title and go, it's still an outlier.
Absolutely.
Right?
And Dad, go back right now just to our content. I want you just to go back to the out of the channel content so you can just see all of the content. And just stay right there. I want you guys to notice something. And now, when I say this, I don't mean you need to go out there and you need to post a video every day, but I want you to look at something. December 20th, 21st, 22nd, 24th, 26th, right? Almost every day or every other day, right? Keep going down. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, right? I'm not saying go out there and do a video every day. That can be overkill. And depending on what you're doing, if you're working a full-time job as well, like it's tough. I get it. I understand that. I work a full-time job as well. But here's why I'm bringing that to your attention, because with all of these videos, there is one thing we are doing, which is testing. We are testing nonstop. So the people who only post one video a week, they don't have as much data to go off of to understand what is either wrong with their content or what is working good for their content, right? You call it at bats or swings, right? Yep. So we are taking all these swings and we're learning the algorithm at a quicker rate than a lot of other people, a lot of other channels, because we're throwing more out there and we're just testing, right? We're testing the titles. You were able to, because you post so many videos, you were able to test changing the title in the thumbnail and seeing how it affects it, right? If you only do one video a week, it's hard to do that. So I'm not saying you have to go out there and do every day, but I will say I would push for 2 to 3 videos a week. That's just what we have noticed will help you understand the algorithm and the analytics and everything with your channel. And I see too many people, they do just one a week or even one a month, and they expect, oh, it's not working. I tried your thing, it didn't work. You really didn't though. You tried one time and you hope you hit a banger, right? It doesn't work like that. You got to understand, and to do that, you're going to have to fail. How many videos before we had our first video kind of go off did we fail? I say fail, but really learn from, right?
Yeah.
Someone actually did it. It was 20. I think we posted 22 videos before we had a video go micro viral. 22 videos before we had a micro viral video.
Yeah.
And that in 22 videos, by the way, was in a month and a half.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about batch recording and things on how you can do it. Also, guys, I do want to just throw this out here, a little shameless plug. We are going to be meeting with a group of creators starting January 4th. It's going to be 4 weeks where we're going to be basically helping come up with ideas, even our own ideas that we're going to be playing with. And then we're going to be saying, go create that video, bring it back next week, and let's analyze it. And really going to be teaching our strategy as far as like what we're doing. There's 3 parts to it. We're going to be going through that in depth, and we're going to be meeting once a week for 4 weeks in a row. If you're interested in being part of that, we're calling it the 1K Collective because it's all about trying to get consistent 1,000 views per video. And with that, we know with that many swings and with that strategy, we're able to now have the chance of going micro viral. And that's really what we want to do here. And guys, I just want to say, we've got more people on right now on a Friday after Christmas than we've had in a long time. I don't think we've broke 50 ever yet.
We're at 49. We're almost there.
So we need one more viewer, guys. So if you know any friends that are interested in this, let them know. Anyway, we're going to keep going. Looks like someone just said just registered. Awesome. Well, I'm super excited that you're going to be joining us. So anyway, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We just hit 50, Scotty. Take a screenshot.
Let's go. Hey, thank you all for being a part of that. You just broke our record, which was
just broke a record.
49 was our record. We hit 50. Let's go.
Yep. Okay, and I also wanted to point this out real quick. And guys, we're going to share that split test that we did. We're going to share that as well. We got a lot of stuff to share. But I love this right here. Donnie says, "Hi, loving your videos. I binged you in the car ride over Christmas."
Let's go.
Do you guys realize that when you create content, even if people are like, I guarantee that Donnie never watched some of our older videos until she found the channel. So when you're first starting, you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like no one's watching my videos. We felt that. Trust me, me and Scotty in the beginning of this channel, it was, go
back to our oldest videos. You'll see some funny videos of me being all sad about it. Yeah.
So here's the deal though. I want you to imagine you're creating videos for your future subscribers and your future viewers. Because if you think of it that way, you're just like, okay, I'm depositing more content in the content vault for people to go through. If we hadn't done that, then, Donnie wouldn't have had as much to binge on. True. And you know what? YouTube wants people to binge on content, right? And so you're just also becoming more familiar with us. You're doing what we call the 100K roadmap, which is the A, the R, and the M. The A is attention. That's what you're doing on a video. The R is the relationship building. And then the third is the money piece. The relationship is part of showing up consistently and getting people to watch more than one video. There's other parts of that, but that's a big part. Actually, we cover that in the 1K, the business plan that we put together. If you want that, just in the comments, put 100K and we'll send you a copy of that. Again, that's 100K. Just put it in there and we'll send you a copy of that. So I just think it's really, really important that you understand that in the beginning, it is hard. I agree 100%. We've been there. This isn't our first channel. I've got, 2 other channels. The first one I started years ago, not really using that channel anymore, but that's what got my start. And then the other channel we've built over to 100,000 subscribers, and actually was the big test that we kind of had this aha moment about 2 years ago that grew that channel to over 75,000 more subscribers. And then we took what we learned there and we're building this channel. So we've learned a lot through the years and we're hoping to shortcut it for you. That's really what we're trying to do here. Does this get you excited? Let us know in the comments. Does this get you excited? Because it gets me excited. I don't know if you can tell. And Scotty's pretty ramped up.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is too, and we actually have these convos when we're having our meetings, but like I think the start when we started this
Yeah.
to now where we're at, we know we're exactly where we want to be, which is it's not even about the money, which we're going to show you in the ARM method at the end of 100K, which is the money, but it's more of helping everyone because we know how it is to be stuck. We know how it is to not have the subscribers, not have the views, not get monetized. Like we understand that, and we've had that on multiple channels, and being able to overcome that and having someone not gatekeep and give you all the information. Like we're not holding anything back here. Like even if you weren't to sign up for any of our workshops or anything, you are still going to get value out of what we are giving you. And that's all we want. We want to give you as much value as possible. Now, yes, in our workshops, do we go more in depth with things? Absolutely. Right. Same thing with that 1K collectively. We're going to go more in depth with a lot of things to kind of see more behind the scenes of what we're doing and obviously help you more personally. But we're giving value on this channel, right? That's what we try to do every week is give value, whether it's a video, whether it's a live, is giving that value to the community and helping solve problems, right? We just talked about that before the live, Dad, is we're going out there and we're solving a problem for the community, right?
All right, cool. Let's get into it. So, and again, guys, just let us know in the comments. Also, how many videos are you posting a week? Just curious. And again, no judgment, right? If you're doing one, that's great. If you're doing one every 2 weeks, that's cool. We're going to encourage you to do more, but you don't want to just throw stuff at the wall if you don't have a strategy behind it. And that's the one thing that Scotty and I are definitely working on is our strategy. We're always starting with a strategy. We're tweaking the strategy and all of that. So just let us know in the comments. And also I want you to just ask yourself, like, what would it be for you right now to have one of your videos go micro viral? Like, what would that do for your channel? And what I mean by micro viral is like, we've got a video and I can show that to you guys that, that has gotten over almost 100,000 views now. And it's gained over 2,600 subscribers. And I don't forget what it's made, $600-700. But it's also brought in a lot of email leads, which we don't even really bring up as much as we should, because a lot of people, they don't think that's that important, which it really is. But yeah, so just let us know. And what would it be like for you to have a video that got 100,000 views and it got 2,600 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours? Like, what would it be for you? Like, how would that feel? Would that feel cool? Yeah, I think it would. So, I mean, it feels pretty good. All right, cool. Let's get into the video a little bit more. So I'm going to scroll down right here. That's where we're at. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to go into the analytics. All right, cool. So here we are. So this video was posted December 21st. Like I said, we made the change right here. All right, I'm going to show you that title here in a second. I'm going to show you the thumbnail here in a second, but I want to just kind of go with the numbers here. So the watch time, you can see it's still going up too. And look at this over here, still getting over, 65 that hour, 58 there. So we're still here. And this was over, this was the day after, no, not day after Christmas. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Look at this. Right. And of course, this dips at night, right? We're going to get in a little dip, then boom, here she comes again, coming back. Okay. So this video still has a lot of life. And then I want to go into like our click-through rate, which we're going to show you. So you can see here, look at over 7%, 7%, right? 6, and then getting a little bit of a lift here. It looks like views continuing to grow. And then unique viewers, 6,300. Engagement, let's check out that. About average, 3 minutes and 32 seconds. All right. And look at our watch time on this video, 387 more than usual. Okay. So a good sign. And then our audience, what I like looking here is these are returning. That's awesome. And then look at the new. Okay. So what I like with the returning means that people are enjoying the content. That's a sign that people are enjoying the content. But then the new viewers, that's brand new people that are being discovered, which is cool to see. So this is all good stuff. We can look at demographics, but the main thing I want to really just point out here is and I know this is what people want to know, Scotty, is when do you change something and what do you look at that determines if you change something? So why don't you go into detail there a little bit?
Yeah. So Guys, there's a couple things. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is understanding your analytics, right? So the first thing, and you already went to it, perfect. Impressions. Can you hit that first 24 for me,
Yep.
so we can see where we're at?
Yep. Let's go into here, and we'll go first 24.
So guys, here's the thing, okay? Especially when you're starting a channel, either new or maybe you haven't been posting a lot, you're going to struggle from the gate probably with getting impressions. That's just the reality because YouTube's trying to understand and learn your content. Once you start posting more, YouTube starts understanding what your content's for, especially if you have a niche defined and it's validated, then you're going to start getting those impressions. If you're not getting, and right now, this is a good little homework you can do either right now or you can do it later. I want you to go to any of your recent videos and I want you to see how many impressions you have on it. Don't worry about the views, how many impressions. If you aren't getting at least 1,000 impressions, right? YouTube doesn't understand your content enough. It's not getting pushed. And it's not YouTube being mean and saying, I'm not going to push your content. That's you have not explained enough to the algorithm exactly what your stuff is about. That could be a couple things. That could be one, your content's all over the place. You could be posting things left and right. Like you need to stay on one niche, one specific niche, and just keep pounding it until YouTube understands, oh, you're about YouTube growth was for small channels. You're about this. You're about bass fishing. You're about whatever, tarot readings, right? Like you need to understand exactly what your niche is and keep hitting it. So let's say you're getting over 1,000 impressions. Okay. Obviously the more, the better. You're getting over 1,000. This is where we start looking at the click-through rate. Okay. So click-through rate, 5.4%, not terrible for 15,000 impressions. That's a lot of impressions. But typically we like to see about 5's kind of low, usually around 6 to 10%, I would say. A great number for us is 7+. When we see 7+, we're usually like, okay, we'll let it go. We'll let it breathe a little bit. Right. Well, this one dipped. As you look, go back to that impressions, Dad. It was kind of staying really low for majority of the time, right? Like we're talking all the way down to 2.6%. Now, a lot of people think, oh, that's just the thumbnail. That's not true. Yes, the thumbnail means the click. That does mean it. But it also, the thumbnail needs to relate to the title.
Exactly.
So what does it stem from? Not the thumbnail. It stems from the title. So number one, the impressions, you're getting the impression. So that means the title's in the right vicinity. Okay. It's in the right thing, but maybe it's not hitting on a point that makes someone want to click enough. Right. So when we see that, we say, okay, after 24 hours, if our click-through rate, now for us, we have a higher click-through rate. Like we probably average around 7-8%. 5.4 is really low for us. So what do we say? Let's change the title first. We're going to change the title. And I believe, Dad, did you change the thumbnail as well?
I did, but I went off of the one that seemed to be working better.
So you did the split test.
I did the split test.
Okay.
Yeah. And you guys will see what the winning one was. I did want to just point out this though, Scotty, too, because I want people to be clear. So sometimes though, you're getting impressions, but if your title was off, you're getting the wrong impressions.
Very true. Very true.
So it could be like right here might have been like our subscribers, like our subscribers are seeing it and they're clicking on it. But then after the first 3 hours, it starts getting pushed out to an audience that YouTube thinks is going to like this because of the title.
Yeah.
And then this happens.
That's a great point. So I want you guys to notice something. You will never see a click-through rate that is this. You'll never see that. It's going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. Why does it do that? Because it's testing, like you just said, testing different audiences. It's trying different audiences. It's trying to see. And honestly, this is where it's like you need to understand that YouTube is an algorithm that is trying to help you because they are testing different audiences to try to find the right content to put them in front of. If they don't find that, you're going to see it keeps getting lower and lower and lower rather than kind of still going like this and kind of doing like a wave action, right? So if it starts keep going lower and like, again, we were down to 5 point whatever percent. Okay, now we start changing some things. Change the title. Okay, then we might change the thumbnail. All right. But biggest thing is that title first, especially if you aren't getting the impressions. I highly recommend changing the title. But I mean, there was a client I was helping with. They were at, I think, maybe 1,100 impressions, which wasn't that good for the first 24 hours for them. I changed the title. That video was only at 150 views. Changed the title. Within 24 hours, that video got over, I think, 2.2K views just from changing the title. Okay. And click-through rate, again, you're going to see right now, you're going to be like, oh, well, you're still under, you're at 6.8%. But that's on 107,000 impressions.
Yeah.
That's a little different. When you only have 1,000 impressions and you have 6.8%, that's not good. Okay. If you have even 10,000 impressions and it's 5 point something, that's not that good. Right. But once you get over like 20, 30 plus thousand impressions, no matter what you do, your click-through rate is going to start plummeting. It's going to happen because you're getting so many more impressions at a time.
It's testing more audiences. Here's what I want to say though. Like every channel or every channel is different as far as like, what are the impressions that are normal for you? Right? Like there's going to be bigger channels that for them, our impressions that we're shooting for are low. Right? So you have to gauge it off of like okay, you had some videos do better in the past, and now you're basing it off of that. I would say if you're a brand new spanking channel, like you don't have a lot, like you get like 40 views, 50 views, then I would say shoot for that 1,000 impressions. Because if you're getting 1,000 impressions in the first 24 hours, it shows me that YouTube's pushing it. We've had videos in the past that you'll look at it 24 hours later, and there's only like 300 impressions. And you're like, YouTube's not pushing our video. So we don't need to mess with the thumbnail because no one's seen the thumbnail.
Exactly.
Right. It's like, there's no one seeing it. So guys, is this making sense though? Let us know in just by giving us a little head nod in the comments. All right. Let us know. And Scotty, we just hit 60 live.
Yeah. 61 actually before.
61.
Yeah. I saw that.
So guys, we want to thank you. You just broke a record today for us.
2 records.
That's our little Christmas present, I guess you guys are giving us. So we appreciate that. So this is awesome.
YouTube is helping you honestly with giving you all the answers if you just learn the analytics side of it, right? Because they're telling you impressions, they're telling you click-through rate. We haven't even talked about retention and all that, which we have in other lives, but retention, they're telling you focus on the first 30 seconds. Like they're telling you exactly what to do. You just need to fall through, learn from it and, go through with it. Now, back to the impressions though, again, there's some videos that, like you said, you might get 2,000 views on a smaller channel and you're like, I'm still not getting the views on that, right? And my click-through rate is 2 point something percent. I just saw someone, how do you fix lower than 2% click-through rate with 1,500 to 2,000 impressions? Actually, I'll pull that up on the screen. How do you fix that, right? I would say you're getting decent impressions for probably a small channel, right? So you're getting decent impressions. I would probably change the thumbnail, test that out. Okay. And this is why we do multiple videos, because then you might learn, oh, the thumbnail didn't really help it out. Let me change the title next time. Then you change the title. And here's the thing, just because you change on one thing, it might not work. Maybe you have to do a new video and then try the new scheme, right? Just because like it has worked for us in the past on some of these videos doesn't mean on every video YouTube's going to give it another push. It could die out and fizzle out. That's okay. You're going to learn from it. In the next video, you're going to make sure, maybe I'm going to blow up my face in it more and make sure I have proof on the side of me with the thumbnail.
Here's the thing I want people to realize too. If you're not split testing, that's the first thing to do, right? Because people are like, well, I'm just doing one. I think it's good. I'll just wait and see what happens. They give you split testing, do it. Right. And the quicker that you can do the split test and they can pick the winner, it's going to then take that video and accelerate it. So let's go ahead and kind of share what that thumbnail switch was so you guys can see. But to your point, Scotty, if we were a brand new channel, which we're 8 months old, we're kind of brand new, right? But we've got a lot of data because we've done a lot of videos. We've taken a lot of his swings. I tell everyone, right? It's like, guys, if you want to hit more in baseball, you need more at bats. Or you can go, I'm a DH. I only get, maybe 3 at bats, right? And that's fine, depending on where you are in the order. You might get 4 at bats, right? But then maybe you only DH once a week, and everyone, you're it's just you don't get as many at bats, right? Or you don't play every day. You got to keep getting more at bats, and that's how you do it.
And we talked about this earlier, and if you guys are just tuning in, some of our recent videos, because we are on vacation, I would say, or he's away in New York and I'm down here. Those videos were pre-recorded back in September. So this is something which a lot of you weren't a part of probably the channel, because we weren't that big at that time. I think we only had maybe a few thousand subscribers.
Yeah, we only had like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers when we were doing that 24-hour
We
content.
did a 24-hour live stream. We did not go to sleep 24 hours, and we produced 52 pieces of content. Oh, not just the videos, by the way. We also produced the titles and the thumbnails, all with that in
the edits.
24 hours. Yes.
Yeah. And the edits. Yeah. So, I mean, Scotty, you bring up a good point, because I was kind of highlighting this here. Let me go back to this real quick. And let me just go back here. So if you guys look at this, if I go to engagement, and I was doing that just to kind of go in to see, like, so our intro to this video is a 67%. Viewers are staying and watching at around the 30-second mark. So that's good, right? So we like anything above 65% is generally good. Higher is always better. But if you look at the gray here, the gray is our normal. Our retention was up a little bit, okay, in here. And a lot of this is like just your intro hook, which, by the way, if you guys are joining us in the 1K collective that we're going to be running this 4-week beta group that we're doing in January 4th, it starts, we're going to be covering this. Like, this is a huge part. A huge part of it is your title, your thumbnail, obviously, but then your hook. Like, this is it. But if you guys are interested in that, we'll go ahead and leave the link in the description, but that's going to be kicking off on January 4th. My point is this, and we're going to talk a little bit about this today. This video was shot, like you said, Scotty, in September. This video I pulled out of the archives to say, I'm going to be going away. I got to pack. I got to get everything ready. I don't have a lot of time because it's the holidays, but I want to stay consistent. How can I do that? You batch record. And these videos were me sitting on my couch at the lake house, just sitting there and just basically giving information, right? And the funny thing is, and another thing that we'll talk about, I don't have a lot of time today to talk about it, but we'll talk about it at another time. We're definitely going to cover this in the 1K collective. But the only edits I did in this video was in the very beginning. I think I just did a quick little jump cut. That was it. And then outside of that, I spliced in a little 30-second or 45-second little snippet that I wished I would have said during it. And I just kind of plugged it in and said, hey, as I was recording this or uploading this video or getting it ready, I noticed I never mentioned this. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of this. And then I go, let's get back to the video. And that was it. So literally, the batch recording is so powerful. We're obviously going to go in a lot of depth in that in the future. But in 1K collective, we're definitely going to do that. But the point is this video was one that we shot a long time ago, but it's us being able to stay consistent. And we can't stress that enough. More at bats is going to allow you to learn, not necessarily just get the results on that video. It's you're getting more data out of the system. And then you can start making those adjustments.
Yeah. And that's the reason I brought that up, was because I don't expect you to go out there and do 24 hours and doing all this content. But as far as like how many times to post a week, and I don't know if I can post 3 times a week, like you can. You're going to take a Saturday or Sunday or whatever day of the week you have off, or even if you don't have off, if you have a 2-hour break where you can get videos recorded, whether it's a walk and talk, you put it up, how many videos have you done in the car? Like you can easily just go in your car on your work break, shoot a little 10-minute video, right? Mm-hmm. And you batch record that. You could do 3 videos on one day, and then that's your 3 for the week. You're only recording it in one day. And like you said, there's really no edits. We don't do any edits. The biggest thing is creating that title before. And this is stuff, again, we will be talking about in the 1K collective, but like is doing that title before, already knowing what you want to talk about, and then shooting that video. And take one day out of the week and only research your titles. Take another day and record. Take another day and do your thumbnails. And then it's like, you're done, right? And it's a lot simpler than people make it. But the biggest thing I think goes down to, number one, validating that niche, that, you need to have the right niche. Because if you don't, and you're just trying to throw stuff at the wall, spaghetti at the wall, hoping it sticks, it ain't probably going to work, right? You need to have that niche. But Go ahead.
Let's kind of move through this. So I want to share the old title too, but I also wanted to share the thumbnail as I promised. So here's the winner. 60.5%
Wow.
is the winner over this one.
Wow.
And
That's
so
big.
the only difference was now here's the other thing too. So if you guys are testing, split testing thumbnails, please do me a favor. Make sure that it is different. Okay. Not subtly different. Like it needs to be like different. So you would look at this and go, well, Scott, it looks the same. No, the difference is the messaging. So this one here says YouTube is shifting. And this one here is death of subscribers, ? Right? And I highlighted YouTube is, and then here I highlighted death of. And the difference here is this one here, I'm not talking. This one here, I'm talking. This one here, I look a little bit like concerned. This one here, it looks like I'm explaining. So there's two different expressions there. They're subtle, but they're different. But the big thing I think that made this work is YouTube is shifting. Now, little side note, the video that I talked about that I got the outlier title from, the one that was the death of the follower, the thumbnail said something like social media is shifting. So what did I do? I go, I'm just going to plug in YouTube is shifting, right? You could say paleo diet is, plant-based diet is shifting, changing, right? Like whatever. So anyway, my point is this was a clear winner. So here's what happened. Because this video started getting a lot of impressions, the impressions again is getting exposure. And then now that it had a winner so quickly, because it had a lot of impressions, it was able to decide this not in 2 weeks, but in like 2 days. And then now what happens is this becomes the main one. So they automatically will switch it to where now it's only going to be showing this one. So right now, this is the only one that's displaying. This one here is set to rest. Now I can run another split test and say, I'm going to do this one and I'm going to build another variation off of that. But right now it's getting a good, like, what is our click-through rate on this right now?
I think this was a 6.8. Yeah.
No, it's over 7. Look at 7. It went down here, 6.7, down a little bit, but it looks like it's tipping up right now.
Yep.
Right. So it's let's call it 7-ish. Right.
Yeah.
I'm good with that right now. Now, would I want more? Sure. But I'm going to let this thing roll. If I start seeing it start to dip a little bit more, like below 6, I'm probably going to go in and start running that split test.
And it's funny that go to the left where that says the number 1 and it has the little analytics. That's where you did your test. The purple. Purple. Nope. Go back up top on the graph.
Oh, here. Yeah.
So right there, that's where your test was in there.
Yep. That's where the test
that was right before the day mark.
Yep.
The 24 hours.
Right. Well, and so, like I said, I had 2 thumbnails that were going, but they were built off of the other title. So because I switched the title, I decided to switch the thumbnails. And so let me share that now. Let me go ahead and share that other one. Pull this up real quick. So guys, is this exciting? Like, let us know in the comments. Are you guys as excited as we are? Because I mean, this stuff fires us up. Is this helpful? Let us know.
I think too, while you're pulling that up, we had a video that right now is probably in the next day or two will be our first one on this channel with over 100,000 views. Yep. And that's in a month's time.
Yep. Okay.
That's not like, a year. We're talking a month. And we have another video right behind it with almost 80,000 views in a month's time.
Yep.
And it all stems down to our titles, our thumbnails, right? It's the same thing. It just stems down to that. Yep. And what I love, which not enough people talk about, is we are focusing on getting that push to the browse and not the search. Because here's the thing. Right now, all of those views, about 80 something, probably 82%, I'm going to guess, is from browse, the rest recommended, and then maybe some subscribers and then some search, right? And we already have almost 100,000. The crazy thing is this. That video, I guarantee you, as time goes on, we'll start getting hit to search. And that video will probably start going on to 200, 300,000 views because it's going to get the search. A lot of old YouTube used to be search first, search based first, right? Because it was a search, the SEO, right? The search optimization, right? Was the biggest thing. Now it's shifting. And now it's all of browse and get in front of recommended, in front of people who already are, taking in that type of content in their niche. And so that's the one thing is we're preaching to you guys is you want to focus on getting it to the browse, not the search first. Search is long term. You are going to get search no matter what. That's going to come down the road. And that's where some of those keywords that are in there, as you notice in a lot of our videos, you're going to see the word YouTube in there. You are going to see that word because that is catered to our niche. Right now, around that, we structure other things to kind of hit the niche a little bit differently. Small channels, subscribers, more views, all of that relating to YouTube, right? And down the road, like I said, we're going to get search. We had a video that we posted. In the video, it's funny, it's only a minute 30. And actually, we talked about this. Let us know if you guys want us to go back to some of these videos. We actually did these in the car. Very cool video. We had an idea from a couple of people that we follow that did some car videos. So we did a car video answering a question that was commonly asked. And it was a how-to video. So search-based. Well, this is what I mean by search. It is not initial growth. Like you're not going to get a big push initially. It's going to come in the long term. So that video was stuck at maybe 130 views, maybe 300. Well, as of recently, I believe that video is over 7,000 views, and that slowly growed over time. And it's still growing. It's still getting views consistently every day. And that's because it's search-based, and that's a how-to. And so when I say search, usually it's how to do this, how to get more subscribers, how to get more views. Like you don't see a lot of our videos now doing that because that's all search-based, right? We might sprinkle it in here and there, but it's mainly browse. But that's something that we posted back in, I want to say back in June, maybe July, and posted that. And it did terrible out the gate, did terrible for the first month, second month, third month. And then all of a sudden, fourth month comes around, it starts getting some push. And I remember randomly, he messaged me a screenshot, and it shows the video over like 4,000 views. And we're like, where the heck did those come from? And then when you go to the analytics, what does it say? YouTube search, right? So there's different types of buckets, different type of videos that you're creating, okay? With priority would be browse because you're going to get a quicker growth for your views up front, and then search will come later on.
Yep. All right, cool. Let me share this. Let's see here. I'm going to get the old title. Let's see here. Where are we? There we are. All right, here you go. You ready? Who wants to see the old title? I need a few yeses in the comments. If you guys want to see the old title, let us know. What's that?
Said pull it up.
Pull it up. Come on, let's go. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Did you add your screen yet?
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting till I get some yeses. All right, I got a yes. Donnie says yes. Oh, there's another one. Rise and reflect. I'll give you guys a shout out if you put yes in the comments. Anyway, all right, cool. Here we go. So there it is. There's a screenshot. All right. So the title was Stop Focusing on YouTube Subscribers for More Views. They don't matter. Okay. So again, let's talk about this. We've had other titles that have done well that have stop, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have like in red on the thumbnail, stop. So here, the thumbnail was subscriber myth. Okay. That was the thumbnail. And then the title was Stop Focusing on YouTube Subscribers for More Views. Because why? Most people, new channels mainly, I would say, are focusing on getting subscribers because they think if I get more subscribers, I'm going to get more views. Now, I'm not saying subscribers don't matter because they matter, but they don't matter as much as people are putting the weight on what they can do for you. I would say the biggest thing that a subscriber will do for you is get you to the monetization piece. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, does it help you get a lot more views out of the gate? No, not really, because you're only being shown to a pool of those. Mm-hmm. Right? They're not sending it. Like people think just because you have 100,000 subscribers, you're getting pushed out to 100,000. You're not, right? Actually, if you have a video that gets, let's say 10,000 views, and let's say that only 300 people subscribed, the next time you put out a video, there's a chance that those 10,000 people that touched that video and watched it are going to see another one of your new videos. So the days of like, I got to have these subscribers. So I wanted to do a video on that. I did it at the lake house, as you can see there in that picture. I pulled it back in And I said, all right, this was the original title that we had. But then I was like, it's not really working. Why isn't it working? Right? Why isn't it working? You know what? I think it's such a great video. I think it's a great message that I want people to see. I'm going to try to go ahead and tweak this thing because it wasn't getting the impressions that our other videos had been getting. So I was like, let me tweak the title. And then I had remembered the title that I shared with you guys. That was the outlier one, which is the one that we ended up using. And that's the one that won. All right. So, I mean, what I would take from this, would I not use this title? Stop focusing on something, right? Like, so if you're in a paleo or if you're in plant-based, would I say don't use this title? No, I would say try this title too. Stop focusing on whatever in plant-based, right? Like whatever the thing is that people are all focusing on, but they really shouldn't be. Like figure out that thing. Stop focusing on whatever. Like stop focusing on biceps to build your arms, right? Like, wait a minute, aren't I supposed to think about bicep curls and to build my arms? No, don't focus on
Actually, you should be focusing on triceps, 90% of your arm.
Yeah, 3/4 of your arm is tricep. You know, so anyway, so again, this title was a good title, but it didn't do as well as the other. So then we played with it, and then we got another winner, right? Now, does that mean it's going to work every time? No. But it's another way. And I like to do this on a video that's either out of the gate not doing as well, or it's a video that did well, but then it just starts not doing well. And then you're like, it's not getting impressions anymore. That's where I'd start. If you're thinking you're going to take an old video and just kind of resurrect it, it's not necessarily just about the click-through rate. It's more about who it's getting shown to and displayed.
Hey, real quick on the spot, I'm going to put this up.
Yeah.
How could you apply this to a yoga class? Easy. I would do something like stop focusing on tree pose for better posture. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Something like that.
There you go.
So like easily you can put a pose or something in there that you do in yoga and what it's supposed to help and why that one doesn't help. Because what you're going to say in the video is that might not help for that specific thing.
Right.
And there's actually a better way that something helps, right? That might give you a better stretch or might give you a better whatever flexibility, right? It might be something different than that you prefer, that you teach in your yoga teachings, right? Yep. So you got to think of that too, is you're not going to give clickbait where you're not going to answer the question of it. You're going to tell them exactly why you prefer not to teach whatever it is. Let's say tree pose and you do child pose instead, because it helps with a better deep stretch of blank, 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 right?
Yep.
So that's just a little on the fly example for you.
Yeah, Donnie comes in here and says, oh, yes, for actors, stop focusing on booking rate. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Perfect.
Right?
Yep.
So, I mean, this is a good one to play around with. So, again, I'm not discarding this title. I think this is a great title, and I think we'll test it again for something else, right?
Yep.
But if I was also going to look at this, I'd be like, all right, now what else could we play with the new title that we did, right? The new title was Death of the YouTube Subscribers. So maybe it could be death of, if we're talking yoga, death of the downward dog, right? Like pose, right? Like there's a new pose that's better than the downward dog, right? Yeah. So it's like, that would be it, right? So you see how we can kind of work with it and workshop it and spitball with it. That's actually what we're going to be doing on the 1K Collective a lot. So if you guys want to be part of that, we're kicking that off January 4th. And yes, this is a little shameless plug to join it because it's going to be amazing. And we're excited to work with the 50 plus creators that are already enrolled. So if you're interested, check it out. All right. Last thing, Scotty, that we wanted to share. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share one other thing.
Actually, I think while you share the other thing, we should have some of these viewers right now share this. We're almost at 70 viewers right now. We're going to break another record. We're one away. Don't leave now, and invite someone real quick so we can break another record. Even if you don't, this has been a great 2 days after Christmas. Not expecting this much. I mean, our highest ever was, I think, 48. And right now we're about to approach 70. And the biggest thing with all of this is it's not the views. Honestly, it's that we've been able to help that many people, and you guys are interested in what we're helping you with. And you're getting some value out of this, right?
Yep. All right. Well, last thing I wanted to share, because you brought it up. This was the video, was the how-to in the car.
There it is. Yep.
Okay. So this video, we only at the time, gosh, let's look at first 24 hours on this guy.
It's going to be bad.
Let's look at first 24 on this.
Impressions too. Look at that as well.
Yeah. All right.
Told you.
Let's look at the impressions. 78. Guys, do you realize we freaking walk the walk? We don't just talk it, we walk it, baby. Look at 78 impressions. Come on now. Can I get a heck yeah for 78 impressions in the comments? Come on, man.
Oh.
Look at that click-through rate, though.
Yeah.
100%. Oh my gosh.
Terrible.
Let's look at it what it was for let's do I wanted to do custom.
Bottom.
Yeah, let's go here.
I actually, you know what? Custom doesn't let you do more than 90 days, I don't think.
Really?
Pretty sure. You can try it. I don't think it's
519. And then let's go here to 520. Let's just try here to there. Let's see if it gives it to us. Yeah.
Oh, it did.
646 impressions after like 7 days, 8 days. And look at that baby. Look at her cruise. We had 44 views. 44 views. And now let's just take a look at it. Since published, it's at 59,500 impressions, 12.3%.
That's crazy. Look at it.
Right?
And there's another thing too. Go back to overview. Look to the right.
Yeah. YouTube search.
93.2%. What did I tell you? Look at the browse, 1.7. Yep. Why? Because number one, it starts with a how. I'm going to say that. And this is catered towards search. People are searching up, how much does YouTube pay for this? How much is whatever? Like, that's what they're searching up. They're not necessarily looking up, stop focusing on whatever. That's just getting pushed as a browse, right? Yep. So that's the difference.
So this title was, how much does YouTube pay for 1,000 live stream views? That was it. And all I did was I shared what they had paid us for our other channel, Brand Creators. I literally had it up on my phone and I did that. So this is actually something we're going to be doing more of in 2025 is we're going to have a bucket of how-to content.
Yep.
Like we're going to have a search-based content bucket. So probably, I would say per month, we'll probably do 2 to 4 videos that will be search-based, because the search-based is where the long tail is. That's where like this video will probably continue to do well for years. Mm-hmm. Okay. Even though it's not like right now, last 48 hours, 177 views. But guys, this video was done May 19th when we started the channel.
It's also only 1 minute and 39 seconds long.
Yeah. And that breaks our rule in a sense. But it also now has 8,500 people that brought over to our channel that who knows could have watched a whole bunch of our other content.
True.
Right. And let's look at the engagement real quick. I'm just curious.
Pretty
look
good.
At that video was 1:39. We had 1:06 on average view rate.
That's really good.
And then look at this. Holy 73%. I mean, crazy. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to bring you back to like the beginning of this channel and just to show you, but also that this video now it's bringing in regular viewers like on autopilot. Like who here would like to have a video that's still bringing in, like right now, if I go last 7 days, let's see what it is. Last 7 days was 617 views. Who here would like to have a video that they shot almost 8-9 months ago and still bringing in an extra 600 views on autopilot? Just let us know in the comments. Would that be cool or does that suck? All right, Scotty, we do have a bunch of questions. I wanted to try to answer a few before we jump off here. But let's go ahead and I've got a bunch starred. Let's go here. And I did want to just say, guys, thank you so much for making this a record day for us. Scotty, did we end up hitting 70?
No, 69.
69er.
Close.
All right. Let me go ahead and, okay. So Sean wants to know what's a DH, designated hitter.
Baseball.
Okay, designated hitter. That means that hitter that player is only hitting on the team. If you're in the National League, the pitcher actually hits, so there's no DH. Just a little baseball talk there. But that's what we were talking about there. Let's see here. Let's see. Microviral would totally be monetization for me, just working on the watch hours with 17,300 subs. And I fear I have too many subs that don't actually watch it. That doesn't really matter. Donnie, I'll be honest. Like right now, I wouldn't even focus on like even worrying that your subs have a negative effect. I would just say create the content for the new subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the new viewers. Don't even think subscribers, just think the new viewers. Like
yep.
that's the only thing I would focus on there. How many days a week do you meet for 1K Collective? And what time? Tried looking at the structure of the course. Maybe I missed it. Yeah, if you go to it, we'll put the link in the description. But if you look at it, we're going to be meeting right now. The set schedule, we're kicking it off on a Saturday, and we're kicking it off at 12 p.m. Eastern time. The cool thing is, though, is it is going to be recorded, and we're going to have a private learning portal that everything will be uploaded to. So any of the resources, anything there will be able to be consumed later as well. And then anyone that can't make the lives, we're also going to have a way for you to submit questions and potentially even review some videos, because we are going to be doing that. That's the whole thing with this 1K Collective is we're going to show up, we're going to do a little bit of teaching, and then we're going to basically start to figure out what the strategy for the week's going to be for you and your video. And then you're going to be off to the races recording and uploading and then bringing that back the next week so we can kind of like look through it and then kind of tweak things and kind of going through that whole thing. So that's what we're looking at. Again, this is a beta class, meaning we've never taught it before. So it is going to reshape itself as we start teaching, as we start having live, creators in it. And it's going to take shape as we are doing this in a live format. And in the future, this will most likely be a hybrid type course where it'll be like you come in, you get the instruction, you get the strategy, we teach it, you implement it. And so we'll have a little bit, but we don't know exactly when that will actually surface. So if you guys are interested in joining that live cohort, just go into the description and click on that. There is a video there that explains a good amount of what we're going to be doing. Let's see here. I want to give a shout out to Dream Talking with Vicky too, by the way. She said, that's awesome. You did an amazing job. Dream Talking with Vicky was one of our first live viewers. I just want to kind of keep that out there because we don't forget people that support us in the beginning. And we want to thank you, Dream Talking with Vicky. Let's see here. How many videos do you recommend per week then? Scotty, what's your, if you're advising someone right now?
If I'm advising and you're gonna, try your best to get it done, I would say 3. I would do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. Typically, we do now post on the weekend. We used to not post on the weekend because we don't get as much of a push. That's just something we noticed. It might work for you, might not. We still kind of really don't post. Like we post our podcast one on Sundays. But I would say whatever works best for you, I would try to post at least 2, but I think 3 is the ideal number because like we talked about earlier, it gives you those swings where you can try things. And if you think about it, right, like that's 12 pieces of content for the month, right? So go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I'm curious because I think when you say 3 videos, people are going to be like, whoa, right? And so here's what I would say to anyone that's like, if they hear 3 videos and they're like, wow, that's a lot, right? Number one, I want to know what makes you think that it's a lot. So if you guys could let us know in the comments, for you to think to yourself, I've got to create 3 videos or I got to create 2 videos. What makes it hard for you? So I want to know, because Scotty and I both want to know, what are the obstacles that's holding people back from being able to go, I'm going to batch record, 4 videos in a day that I can have, and then I'm going to do it again next week. And now all of a sudden you have a batch process that you're always going to be able to put out 2 or 3 videos maybe. So I'm just curious.
I see 2 things right now. One person said, Donnie said the editing, which we will explain in the 1K Collective if you are in that, but I'll even just tell you a little bit now is look at our videos. We really don't edit. I don't think, unless it's something that we're doing like a lot of like screen share stuff, even that's not as much, but like maybe an hour. I wouldn't even say that though. Like a lot of the videos are kind of just one shot and just go with it, right? Like it's just kind of like the walk and talk kind of style, or just put on a tripod, just talk and just go through your points. That's really it. Someone else said scripting. We don't script our videos. Like there's no videos. Now I know I don't really post as much as my dad right now. There's a reason for that. We'll explain that another time. But with that, we like, even when I do we don't script it. So there's no script. There are only a few bullet points, maybe. That's really it. So like the biggest script is the title before. That's your script. Yep. The title before, so you know the topic and exactly what you want to touch base on. And then maybe you do a video where you have 3 points you want to talk about. Yep. You know what those 3 points are. You can write them down, whatever. That's it. There's no script as far as today, guys, in this video, and then you're reading along like a little monologue. No, it's literally just you're going off of what the topic is. You already know it because if you're doing it in this niche, it's probably something you're passionate about and something that you want to share about. So you probably have a lot to talk about, and you're just gonna honestly the authenticity of it is what is really pushing these new YouTubers right now, and it's honestly helped us as well. Is just being super authentic and personable with the content, not over editing. A lot of people think you need to edit and look like all these other people. You're not going to stand out. Yep. Us doing this less editing is helping us stand out because we're being more authentic and real with, the viewers and you guys.
Yeah, there's definitely something to it. And actually there's something we're going to be talking about in the 1K collective where I'm actually going to break down my framework that makes it super easy to where you can knock out an 8-minute video in probably less than 15 to 20 minutes. And even have it edited and everything in like everything done in under 60 minutes. Like I really believe that there is a process. And I think sometimes you and I, Scotty, we take it for granted on like what we do, but I've actually tried to analyze like what I do and why I can do it. And I don't really get, jammed up to where I don't know what to say next. So there are some things that we can do there. One of the things I'll just say here, I'm not going to get into it too deep. Obviously we can't go that deep because we don't have a lot of time, but it's like, just being prepared. Like, I think just being prepared is the biggest thing and just knowing what you're going to be talking about and then understanding what it is that you're talking about. But then what would that be if you were just explaining it at the coffee shop with a friend that was asking these questions? So, but if you guys are in the 1K collective, we're going to go deep into that because we're going to talk about hooks, intros. That's a big thing. Open loops, a lot of cool stuff that I've learned over the years that I'm going to be transferring over to you guys.
Hey, Dad, real quick on that. How much time you spend on your thumbnails?
Thumbnails, probably at most 15 minutes. At most. Sometimes it's quick. The hardest part with the thumbnail isn't necessarily the screen grab that I get out of the video. It's more of what I'm going to put on the screen that's going to relate to the title. Like that's the biggest thing.
But go back to that. So how are you getting are you taking a separate picture? No, you're taking a screen grab from your video, right? And so I see a lot of people saying like thumbnails take a lot of time. We don't even really think it takes that much time at all because we don't spend a lot of time on it. It's a screen grab. And like you said, the biggest thing is if we don't already have an idea is what to put on the screen that's catchy enough to what we call in our scroll stoppers thumbnail workshop we did, which is how to stop the scroll, how to get someone to click on that video.
Yeah.
Right.
But first we need the impressions, and that's where the title comes in.
The titles come in.
They have all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so, and guys, I mean, again, like this is super helpful for us to know where you're stuck because it'll help us create more content for this channel. And also it'll help us when we, are going to teach the 1K collective and like, we know what those people are going to need. And we're going to learn as we go. So we're always learning and we're trying to create better resources for you to be successful. We're not saying like we know everything. We're learning too. So that's the cool thing about us. Like we might just be a little bit further ahead, but we're just going to try to translate it back to you and try to help you. But it is helpful to know, like, these are the sticking points. Like if you could knock those out, you feel like you could succeed, right? And you could get those 3 videos done a week and not have to think, oh my gosh, like, so the more that you guys can tell us about that, we would like that for sure. All right, cool. So, and I like this. Blaze, what's up, Blaze? Blaze says, I've been doing titles first and it's been making my content creation easier now. Yeah. Right. So easy.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And we appreciate you, Blaze. Let's see here. Okay. Cash budget retiree. I like that name, by the way. Frankly, I do not understand how to interpret the data in my analytics. I also do not understand what makes a good thumbnail or title. A lot of information on this channel. I will say that you can go through, but just to kind of make it very simple for you is the data. In the very beginning, you could get lost in the data. I wouldn't spend too much time there. The only thing that matters right now for you is a few things. One, impressions. Impressions says if your video is getting pushed out by YouTube. The second thing is click-through rate. Are people resonating with your title? And then the third thing would be is your retention, your engagement on the front end, because that's another thing that YouTube looks at. So those are the three areas: impressions, click-through rate, and then your audience retention in the first 30 seconds. Those are the only three that I'd be looking at right now. I wouldn't go too deep into anything else. Oh, that's a good question. Frank, the couples counselor. Oh yeah, Frank, what's up, man? How do you know what kind of free offerings to provide for our audience? Like, how do you give your resource by typing 100K? Okay, so I think what Frank's asking, Scotty, is like, what makes a good, what we call a lead magnet?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, Frank. But you have to ask yourself, what is something that someone needs in order to trust you, but also to get a result? Mm-hmm. So for you, if you're talking to couples, you're like, I created a free guide or a free checklist that will help you walk through an exercise that in 15 minutes, you're going to be able to identify the main area that you need to focus on your relationship. If you want a copy of that, just put love in the comment or relationship in the comments, and I'll send you a copy of that. So for us, we know the biggest thing that people struggle with is getting views, right? So it's like, okay, if I can get views, I can get subscribers. If I get subscribers and I get views, I get watch time and I get, money, right? That's how it all works. It's all tied together. But the first thing is views. And people all think like, well, I got to have this amazing video. No, you have to have a great title. So what do? We're like, we've got a title swipe file that you can download, which by the way, if you want a copy of that, just put hooks in the comments and we'll send you a copy of that. But basically, that's our lead magnet. Our lead magnet to get you results, because if you use that, you might get some results. We've had a lot of people reach out and go, well, I used one of your titles and I got more views than I've ever gotten before. And we're like, awesome, right? Like, and then they're like, they're in now. Now we're building that relationship, which is in our 100K roadmap, which is the R, right? So everything kind of ties together, but you have to think about where are they right now? Where do they want to go? And then what are the steps in between that you can help them work towards to get there? And then figure out that one piece that's going to be that thing that's going to give them a quicker result. And they can probably go through it in like 15 minutes with their spouse and be like, that was awesome. Right.
And I would say too, like to piggyback off what you're saying, I think for you, it definitely would be pretty easy on the fact of, exactly, because you probably worked with a bunch of clients that you understand like what people are looking for in their relationships or what they need or what's the main issue, right? That is always coming up. And if I was you, I would pick 3. So I'd pick 3 and I'd really dive into those 3 of how can you help each point. One of them might be communication, right? Like how can you, make better communication for couples, right? Like, so you're going to find those 3 things and then you're going to, on one of them, create your thing, see how that does. And then once you feel comfortable enough to add another, then add another. Kind of like us. We started with hooks and then we went to the 100K. So we added another thing as we saw, more people are asking about how we're doing this. Okay, now we can actually create something for that. Boom, now we have that, right? So I'd pick 3 that you already know, like these are kind of coming up all the time. I'd focus on one, create that, like you said, that free guide, checklist, whatever, little activity in a sense for them to go through with their, their partner or whatever, and then offer that for free, and then obviously go off of that.
Yep. No, these are good, guys. I appreciate you guys putting all this stuff in the comments. It's going to help us. We'll go back through and we'll sift through it to make sure. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys are feeling like, man, how can I be consistent with creating videos? Because honestly, if you're not putting out the videos, you're going to have less chances of you having a video go micro viral, as we call it. Right. And I think just for fun, Scotty, to wrap this thing up, let's go into that one micro viral video real quick. Let's see how we're doing. Let's see how close we are to the 100K.
Oh yeah. I haven't looked.
Let's go ahead and check this out, because I haven't looked at it in probably a day or two. Well, probably 2 days now. Oops. Did you show that up there? Oh, you went over.
I did, but you put it away.
Yeah, let me go back.
Come on, I'm trying to use my switcher over here,
I
man.
know you're
Come
trying to play
on.
with your new toy over there.
I was ready.
Let me see.
If you guys don't know, I have a Stream Deck. If you don't know what that is, maybe what I should do. See this, if I was smart, like we have been doing, I would put that in the description. So maybe I'll create an affiliate link for that and put that in the
There you go. There you go. Okay, let me go over here. Let me sort by views. We're going to go to this one. We're at 98,000. All right. So yeah, so this video right here is at 98,203 views since we published it, which was on November 12th, and about 6 weeks old, I guess. And yeah, we got 4,900 watch time hours, 2,700 subscribers, and $478.39. And as you can see, still getting views. This was last hour, 76. That's views per hour. All right. And look at browse suggested is still the main driver. And look at this right here. This is kind of crazy. That was yesterday, day after Christmas, 152 views in an hour. Still getting views. Right. Let's look at the reach real quick. 1.2 million. And then here is impressions. We're hovering over 6%, which is crazy.
That's for 1.2 million impressions. That's great.
I know. Here's our engagement. A little under, but not bad for that many impressions. And then here, where are we at here? 67. We're up. We're above. We're good.
Yep.
So yeah. So some really, really good stuff here. But this is what we call micro viral video, guys. We never expected this to happen. And honestly, we don't think to ourselves, we got to get 100,000 views on all of our videos, because as you can see, they all add up, right? If I go back here and I go into our analytics, you'll see the live analytics right now. And you will see, well, that should be higher. Let me refresh that because it hasn't updated, which is weird why that doesn't do that. Let's go here. Come on, baby. There you go. Giant spike here because we had a bunch of people on live, 600 in the last hour. But if we look at this here, this was the hour before, 251. We got here 241, 235, 235. So these are all, this is views per hour across the channel. Okay. So why is that important? Because every video counts. If you have a video that's still getting 2 views an hour, 5 views an hour, and it was shot 6 weeks ago, great. You might also have that video that takes off and gets you 50,000 views, right? So we never give up on a video, but we do move on. We don't get married to a video, right? We just go, okay, that was great. Let's add another one. Let's take another at bat, right? Just because I hit one home run doesn't mean I don't want to hit another. Right?
Also, let's mention this. Probably by tonight or tomorrow morning, we'll be at 15,000 subs.
That's right.
It's pretty quick.
That's right. Where are we at here? Let's take a look. Let's take a little peek here. Yeah, 14,938 is where we are at the time of recording this or doing this live. We will definitely be there by the end of the night. So we want to thank you guys too if you are subscribers. And here's the other thing, guys. We don't ask for subscribers. Every now and then on a live, we might say, if you want to subscribe, you can. It's great. But if not, we'll still keep showing up. But we never, ever, at least we used to, we don't anymore, right? And I would say on this channel, maybe in the beginning, we might have asked for one, maybe towards the end of a video or in the middle of a video, or we might have threw up a subscribe badge or something. We don't do it anymore.
Nope.
We don't do it anymore because if the content is good, right, then people are going to want to subscribe if they want to continue to learn from you.
Yep.
That's it. It's literally that simple. And this video right here, by the way, Scotty, this is doing pretty good. Another lake house video that you messaged me. You go, hey, are you going to post a video on Friday? I go, yeah, but I don't have one, I don't have time to record one. I'm going to be away. I go, you know what? Let me go into the vault. Let me go into the lake house vault. Let's see what we got. And I found this video and I said, let's go ahead and run with it. And here we are. It was a 1 out of 10, but now it's moved to a 2 out of 10. And it's doing pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, it's doing okay, right? Like, look at this. It's up 15%. We got our reach right here, 18,000. A click-through rate. We got a little test going here. I wonder what that's doing for the click-through. Let's see. Oh, we already got a winner on that one.
Wow.
56.2. There's the winner. Quit YouTube.
You know,
when to quit.
You know, too, go back to the overview of this. I say we're going to wait until when it gets to that gray hump if it exceeds it or if it stays with it.
Yeah,
We're
right
going
here.
to say this now on the live. I haven't even talked to you about this. If it hits that gray and it doesn't go up, we're going to change the title.
Yep.
We're going to test it out again.
Yep. Yep.
I already got a good title for it, so
Yep.
yeah, we'll go.
All right. Well, keep note of that. The truth, the truth why YouTube may never work for you as a small creator.
Powerful.
It's a powerful one. And the message in it is a powerful one.
Yep.
So yeah. So I think that, and again, that's a video that I'm like, man, new creators got to hear this, man. Like I'm at a point now where it's like, yes, we want the views, but we want the views because we know this video is impactful. And to me, Scotty and I are on a quest, like we're on a mission. That's how I look at it. And if you just put your energy behind, like, how many people can we help grow more tomatoes, bigger tomatoes? Like, how can we help people catch more bass? How can we help people, whatever, right? Do better yoga, be healthier, like whatever it is. When you start putting your energy towards, I just want to make a bigger impact. And we still have to create that shirt, Scotty. It's like chase the money or chase impact and have money crossed out. Like we need to create a shirt like that because it's so important. And this video proves it. Like I'm proud of this video because the video came from the heart and it was being brutally honest with people. Like YouTube might not work for you. Just might not. And you have to decide for yourself what you're doing it for. Right. And so, I mean, obviously I elaborate on that, but it's a good video.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, cool. Any other last little questions, Scotty, that we had come in here? Bill says, I thought it was going to be my tomato shirt idea. Remind us of that again, Bill. I forgot what that one was.
It always could be. You know why? If you remember, I'm curious too. Put in the chat if you remember this guy from The Amazing Seller, because if you do, you'll probably remember the garlic press. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is your new garlic press.
Yeah, the tomatoes. Grow bigger tomatoes. Oh, that's awesome. I wanted to give a shout out to Rebounding with Cheryl. She's been showing up to some of our lives. I wanted to give her a little shout out. And Rebounding with Cheryl, I want to say my wife's a big rebounder, by the way. She's addicted to it. We're actually here in upstate New York visiting her cousin. Actually, we're staying with her cousin, and they have a rebounder because we turned them on to a rebounder. And my wife just this morning was down doing a little rebounding. So I'll have to turn around to your channel. But anyway, yeah. So just want to give you a little shout out. And yeah, if you guys want any questions answered on a upcoming podcast episode, go on over to Scotty. Go ahead, use your little button there. Head on over to the SpeakPipe, which is speakpipe.com/live video school. And you can join us at the creators lunch table. That's what we're calling it. It's literally our lunch table where we're going to sit down and have these conversations like this, and we answer a question or two. So if you would like to join us there, head on over to speakpipe.com/live video school. It is free. It's our way of giving back to you as a subscriber and as someone that has been following along. And it's also a way for us to reach more people. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. And then the last little call to action here, I will say, is our little 1K collective. Depending on when you're watching this, we're going to be kicking that off on January 4th. If you would like to enroll and have not enrolled in that, it's going to be a 4-week beta group that we're doing. We're going to be helping individuals, creators, with their titles, with their intros, with their hooks, and with posting videos consistently to hit 1,000+ views and hopefully have a couple of those go micro viral, or maybe at least one, or maybe even one in the future. But if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. If you're watching this after January 4th, still go there. There'll either be a wait list or there will be another group that we're going to be doing, or whatever we're going to be doing with it. It will be there. So just make sure that you go there and check it out in the description. All right. So Scotty, I think that was it. We had a good stable connection here. I didn't know if I was going to, because it's like 11 degrees outside. Thought maybe the internet might've been frozen. That's a thing.
We're good.
But anyway, this was awesome. And anything you want to say before we wrap?
No, I think go out there, make some content, have a great, hope you had a great Christmas and a happy new year coming up. 2025 as small creators. Let's crush it out there.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, guys. And as always, remember, we're here for you. We believe in you. And we're rooting for you. but you have to.
You must.
Say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud.
Take
action. Have an awesome, amazing day. And we'll see you guys next time around. See you guys.